What's up, guys? So a lot of people on my channel were wondering, how does Doctor Doom become the Sorcerer Supreme? And since Marvel is really doing an event called One World Under Doom, and it comes out next month, I asked on my community post, like, hey, would you guys like to see what's going on with Doctor Doom and Marvel and all this stuff? So let's go in deep dive and see how Doctor Doom becomes the Sorcerer Supreme. So first off, the first event that practically accumulates to this is the Blood Hunt event. And the Blood Hunt event, what it was, is what if Blade turned evil? This was like a weird time in Marvel. It came out last summer, and Blade was like not really utilized in Marvel as much as we wanted. And there was a solo Blade run, which I'll put it up on the video if you guys would like to read it. It was a decent run. It was only about 10 issues, but practically it just really showed about Blade's new skill, how Blade got, Dracula's power in his blood. And when Blade got the new power of Dracula, like, his blood or serum, he basically got, new powers of the way that he can fly with, like, being a bat. He could turn to multiple bats. Basically, the reason why Blade was doing this is because he accidentally released a new spirit called Adana, and it was one of his, like, vampiric missions. And when he got released, it's practically the personification of evil. So he had to amp himself with, like, the blade of Lucifer and stuff like that. And so if you look right here, he basically just is able to go through people like vampires or anybody and explode from the inside out. Now with the Avengers, this is actually like a very, very big thing. So what happens here is that Kane comes to the Avengers for help, and he's been attacked by these people called the Twilight Court and this guy right here named Mandarin. What Mandarin wants is the knowledge that Kane has of the time stream. The Avengers actually just fail, and what it does, it starts this thing called the Trivolution event. And these events have been happening ever since Jed MacKay took over the book, and Mandarin is starting the first one with Kane. He took the knowledge from Kane. You have to read another book called Timeless. I'm not going to get much into it, but basically if you read that, the last couple pages, you can see why Mandarin wants the powers on that and the domino effect between that. But when the Avengers come back, you could see that, like, Kane's like, Mandarin stole my knowledge. It courted from my mind, and you let him. And Kane is really pissed off about this, right? And he's like, they stole it from my mind, and you guys let them. I will come back, and when I come back, I will be as enemies, not friends. And this really starts the first Trivolution event. The second one is Blood Hunt. And what other book you kind of want to read, I guess maybe it could be Thanos' Death Notes or Defenders from 2021. This could be all accumulating to the Anti-All, and with the Anti-All is another tangent where it started in the third cosmos where the darkness started, and that's what this kind of what it is. Now with the Blood Hunt event, right? So basically what happens is that all these random portals start happening around Earth and New York, and all these people that are getting affected by it, by this darkness portal, are all the darkness users. So like Cloak, Shroud, which right now Shroud is the new Moon Knight because Mark died, and the Avengers don't know what to do. Like, we see that Wanda is able to destroy that, but it's only a certain way. Like, it would destroy all the vampires that are coming in, and that's what happens. All these vampires are attacking everybody, attacking, Hunter's Moon, Tigra, stuff like that. They're like, what is going on? What I like about this book a lot, though, is they show panels of how everywhere around the Earth is just getting attacked. Like Italy, Nigeria, Canada, Colombia, South Korea, China, all that stuff, right? And we see that Doctor Doom in Latveria is actually the only one that's actually secure. And it's kind of funny because this happens a lot in comics where Doctor Doom is always prepped for shit, like the Kingdom Black event, Judgment Day, etc. Now with Miles right here, Miles is taking out vampires with this new Venom Saber, which is awesome as hell. Like, I can go in deep dive of it, but we won't right now. I'll probably make another video on that. But basically Blade comes up and he's like, things are looking bad, Spider-Man, but I've got a plan. And it's not just down to what I do. I've got something I need you to do. And it cuts off back to the Avengers, taking out all these vampires one by one, and they're doing a pretty good job, but like the whole world is covered, and it's like, what can we do? Blade contacts the Avengers because we saw that Blade has like a straight line to the Avengers from the Jason Aaron run in 2018. This is Blade. I'm on the run and I have information. We need to meet. And I guess it's about this event that's going on, and he's like, meet me at the Impossible City, which the Possible City is like a new base for the Avengers that popped up during this run. And basically what it is, it's like a living tech city, and it's freaking huge as shit. Blade comes in, skirt, and then Tony is like, yo Blade, what the hell's going on? And a big screeching noise starts happening, and they're like, what is going on? And out of this semi truck we see these crazy looking vampires. I'm like, what the hell is happening? did Blade just betray them? And the Avengers start fighting these people, right? And we see the Scarlet Witch get messed up and Thor getting cut up, and all the Avengers are just getting their ass beat. Like, we have Tony's Mysterium suit, which basically what it is, it's a suit that's made or forged from the metal of the White Hot Room, which the White Hot Room is where the Phoenix lies. So like, this Mysterium armor is powerful, and it just gets destroyed like very easily. We see Carol just get messed up, and at the end Sam just gets messed up too. And then I'm like, what is going on? And what's funny here is that the whole comic trope about this is that Thor is a powerful character, yes, but he gets his ass beat a lot, and he's like, you may can cut me, monster, but you cannot turn me, and you cannot kill me. He's like, kill you? What a waste. And here, right through the skull of Thor. And I'm like, holy shit. And what T'Challa does is, which is an awesome thing, is that he sacrifices himself and he jumps at, you know, the vampires, and he gets killed, like, or stabbed in the stomach, just dead. And we see at the end, all the rest of the Avengers teleport out of there, right? And Thor done with this monster just screaming raw. Now we see Clea and Doctor Strange at the Sanctum Sanctorum, and they're trying to figure out a way to basically to take out these vampires and save humanity. Blade tells Strange, and at this point we know, right, is that Blade is a bad guy, and he's like, a vampire cult that's spreading across the world before Moon Knight killed their leader. And we saw this in Moon Knight issue 18, which I highly recommend reading. That's the Jen McKay run. But basically what happens is Blade is like, yeah, they took out the Avengers. Wanda tried to do it, but there's nothing we can do right now. There is one spell, but Blade tells Strange, I already knew that Wanda Maximoff would never cast this spell, exterminating an entire people. It's not in her. You, I wasn't sure of. Strange is like, you mentioned a new leader for the structure. Who is this mastermind? Is it Dracula? No, nothing like that. You want to know who the leader of the structure is? It's me. Yes, Blade kills Doctor Strange. Again, in the last 3-4 years, Strange dies pretty quickly, just stabbed in the back, nothing. There's nothing he can do about it. So the whole culmination of this, right, is that Blade had gotten taken over by Varney, and Varney is practically the personification of a vampire. He's the very first vampire. And we don't know, it's still even to today's comics, right, that Varney took over Blade. We don't know how that happened. We assume between the Blade run and Blood Hunt, he got taken over. What's really awesome here is that Doctor Strange humbles himself, right, and asks Clay to come with him as spirit form. And this happens throughout the whole run. But at the end, he asks Doctor Doom, like, hey, we need your help because you're the only sorcerer left that Varney has not taken over or destroyed, and to save the world, basically. And what Doctor Doom says, he's like, I alone possess the knowledge of the ritual to turn back the darkness. I cannot enact without it the mantle of the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm going to need to save the world, Clea. The purpose of the Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange is like, well, he's right, and well done, Doom. And so what Doctor Doom and Strange do is that Strange gives him the Sorcerer Supreme title and part of his soul. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Clea is like, did it work? And Strange is like, yes, all hail the Sorcerer Supreme. And then Doom is like, no, all hail Doom. This is a little bit off topic, but Blade's daughter right here, Briella, the daughter of Blade, gets some help from Dracula. And Dracula is actually a good guy in all this because he's like, you know what? If all the humans die, I have nothing to feast on, really. So it's like, he's almost like an anti-hero in all this, which is really cool because I think I'm a big fan of the Universal monsters, so it's just really awesome to see Dracula and getting more limelight. And what Doctor Doom does as well is that he gets the Strange kids, or the Strange Academy kids, and needs their help of magic to do the spell. And we see this wild art where all the Strange Academy kids help Doom to do the spell. I will weave the many colors of our magic together, an act of wizardry never ever seen before. I will lead our ritual. I will focus our efforts. I will save the world. All I request from you is everything. Doom is like, there. Varney's concentration is broken. His control has been shaken. And now I strike. And he's like, let there be light. And what happens here is that all the light coming in basically gives everybody the chance to take out Varney and Blade. And that's what happens. The spirit of Varney comes out. No. And, Briella's like, I'm so sorry, Dad. And he's like, no, you did it right. But now everyone hates Blade for what he did. And also, too, forgot to mention about this as well, is Blade actually bit Miles. Miles currently is still a vampire. There's nothing they can do. It's really Varney's concentration, not Blade. But the Avengers, Miles, and everyone have basically saved the day with Moon Knight's help, too. But realistically, it was Doom's like doing. And we see right here that Miles can actually be in the sun now. He's like a daywalker, but he's a full-fledged vampire, and every vampire on Earth is like this now as well. And we see that Dr. Doom had an oath with Strange, and Doom's like, nah, I'm going against my oath. I saved the world. I just begun, Steven. Doom does nothing halfway and just flicks this bitch, right? And he's like, yep, now I need to know what's going on. Like, I need to practice with the Sorcerer Supreme. And now we're going to go into One World Under Doom. This leads us to Fantastic Four, right? And I guess for the last like 2 to 3 months, Dr. Doom put a dome. And this happened in other books, but I'm really going to talk about Fantastic Four here because it's like a magic dome. And Doom has gone on this darkness retreat where he's learning about everything, about the Sorcerer Supreme. And my hunch about this, right, what he's doing is we had to go back to Death Notes. And what Thanos' Death Notes really showed us, right, is that Thanos has control of the 616 Marvel cosmology in a matrix. And this started right after Secret Wars when it went from the 7th cosmos to the 8th cosmos. So I believe, this is just my hunch, I have no information about this, that Doom found out about this. And I believe he is trying to get out of the Matrix because this is what Doom does. Doom has always been the guy that learns about shit. He always does the shit that, you know, that would push humanity or just everybody forward, and he wants to be like the god that did it. And so I think this is what he's doing. I could be wrong. It could be starting another Trivolution event we saw in the Avengers run, but that's pretty much it with this whole Doom shit. So now we just got to see what Doom is planning. It looks like Doom has taken over the world, and Marvel is saying that it's going to change the status quo. We have to see about that. Doom has his own Doom Academy now. Like, instead of Strange Academy, it's Doom Academy. Red Hulk is working with him now. So we just have to see, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is practically just showing what's going on with Dr. Doom and the Sorcerer Supreme. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it to your loved ones. I appreciate you guys for my first overview on the Dr. Doom, One World Under Doom. I will get better at this. So thank you guys for everything, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.